when video is not showing. Welcome to the Q&A session on PM networking. Guys, first of all, let me know if I am audible. If someone is watching, please let me know I am audible. I need network engineer real-time training. Great, brother. Definitely we'll talk on this. First of all, let me know if I am audible and visible. Yes, I can hear you. MK Tech, thank you so much. So I am expecting my voice is clear and crystal. Voice is clear and crystal. सर फ्री में CCNA कर सकते हैं? हाँ बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं. यूट्यूब पे बहुत सारे वीडियोस हैं, राइट. इवन मेरे चैनल पे आपको पूरा कंप्लीट कोर्स मिल जाएगा CCNA का. आई हैव 6 years एक्सपीरियंस एज अ NOC engineer, network operation center, but need in-depth knowledge. Okay, definitely we'll talk to you on this, brother, how you can take your networking skill to the next level. Goti Parthi, Raj Kumar, definitely we'll talk on this in this live class. I need network engineering real-time training. Definitely I will talk to you as well. Okay. Yes, clear. Great. Just 1 minute, guys. Let me open your comment here. 1 minute. Let me open your comment here, so that while talking I can read your comment here in another device. This live session is to share the answer of network engineer questions. My team has collected these all questions from the comment section of my social media platform, right? I have some questions, some easy questions, some advanced questions, some scenario based network engineer questions, right? Some of questions are for the network engineer, some questions are from the real time, right? Now from the people who are already working in the industry, and whatever issues they have faced there in their company's network, so they have shared some question in the comment section of my social media platform, and my team has collected these all questions, right? We have collected these all questions together, and then I have selected some most important question from all the questions from the comment section, and today in this video I will talk about these questions along with answers, right? At the same time, you can also ask question in the comment section if you have any question, if you are the network engineer or you want to become a network engineer, right? Definitely you will have some questions in your mind, so you can share your question here in the comment section, and within my capacity, my experience, I will share my answer on your question. I will share my point of view, right? I have 10 plus years of experience as a network engineer. I'm working in this industry for a long time, right? And I have recently worked on SD-WAN technology, and apart from the SD-WAN, I have experience on various technologies like your routing, switching, right? The old network, because I am working from last 10 years, right? So I have experience on routing, switching as well, on the firewall as well, and on the advanced technologies like your service provider, data center, SD-WAN, like the part of SDN, right? On these types of technology. So within my capacity, I will try to answer to your questions, right? Definitely this session is not for those who have experience of more than 10 years, right? Who has experience more than me, right? So I cannot help you. I can help those who have experience of maybe 2 years, 3 years, or just want to become network engineer, or 4 years, 5 years. right? Because I can help you to achieve what I have achieved in my life. I can help you to learn what I have already learned in my life, right? So whatever experience I have, right, on different technologies, I can help you from those all technologies. As a network engineer, if you are facing any issue in the industry, then you can ask me. I can share my suggestion, my point of view on that, right? Because I am also working on same technology as exactly like you, right? If you are the network engineer, if you have one year of experience, someone said I am working in NOC, Network Operation Center. So in 2018, I was also working on in the NOC, right, in the operation center. Right, so if you are a NOC engineer or tech engineer, or you want to become these engineers, then this session can be helpful for you. Okay, so let me check your comment. Can you put video for wireless troubleshooting? See, for wireless, I have already designed one course. For the troubleshooting, I am not uploading video for wireless because there is issue of lab in the wireless, right? Wireless advanced lab is not possible in the packet tracer, even in your GNS3 or the EVNG. We need lots of wireless devices, right? And guys, you know, I cannot use the company devices where I am working to make the video, right? So I am sharing my knowledge by configuring the network in the simulation mostly. I have few routers, switches and firewall, 3 devices as well. Apart from this, I have so many servers. For one server is there for SD-WAN, one server is there for the Palo Alto firewall, one server is there for Fortinet firewall, right? So for different technologies, I have different servers, but I don't have much wireless devices. I have few access point, right? Even I don't have WLC, so even we can install WLC in the EVNG, and then you can connect your EVNG to physical network, and then you can have multiple physical wireless devices like access point. Again, how you will perform the controllers lab. On the access point, what I can teach you in the troubleshooting. Access point is a very basic device between switch and hub, right? So there is not much troubleshooting tips on the access point. We can have some troubleshooting video for WLC or for other controllers, right? But it is not as easy as showing you the troubleshooting of service provider or data center or a small network or medium company network or a large enterprise site network. We can design the network in our GNS3, but again we have issue with wireless devices, from where I will take so many access points. Again, between two access points, I can only design the small network, right, which is already available on my YouTube channel. If you want to learn the basic wireless, how to design a wireless for a small company to for a medium company, how to implement the wireless network in a large building, right? So one separate course is already there on my YouTube channel for wireless. You can check that, right? But troubleshooting videos are not there. Definitely in future we'll try to include some wireless troubleshooting videos, definitely. After that, someone is saying, I have 6 years of experience as a NOC engineer in the network operation center. It's clear. LAN, WAN, both are different carrier in the networking. Yes, LAN and WAN both are different carrier. See, in the CCNA and CCNP, you are learning enterprise network. What you are learning? You are learning enterprise network. Apart from the enterprise, guys, we have service provider network, we have DC network, different types of networks are there. In the CCNA, CCNP, what we are learning? We are learning the enterprise network. That is also known as by LAN network, local area network. It can be LAN, CAN, MAN. These all are part of LAN only, right? Technically, we have only two types of network, LAN and WAN, right? The LAN network is those networks which are implemented in a small geographical area. Means inside one big building or between 4 to 5 buildings, right? Or maybe around the 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer radius, right? Maybe within the city also sometime. But if you have your own connection between all the sites, you don't have any connection from the service provider to connect any device. Generally, if you have, let's say, two sites and the distance between them is very long, right? So at that time you will take connectivity from service provider. That is WAN, wide area network, that is implemented in large geographical area, right? So I am talking to LAN engineer who are working in the enterprise or who want to work in the enterprise, right? Generally you must have heard about the telecom engineers. So those guys are working in WAN side in the ISP network. Similarly, you can learn the service provider network like the MPLS technologies, MPBGP technologies, and then QS services in the service provider network, security service. And service provider is not just providing only connectivity between two sites. It is providing many more services. So you can learn those all and you can become the service provider network engineer as well, right? So both are different. LAN and WAN, both are different. You will have massive growth in the enterprise network. If you will get job in the enterprise company, you will have massive growth, right? Your professional life will grow exponentially. If someone is working in the Cisco and they have experience of 4 to 5 years, right, you can ask his salary, his growth, right? Doesn't matter you are working. Maybe you are working as a network engineer in the Cisco, Google, Juniper, Amazon, right? Every company need network engineer. Without network engineer, no one can manage their network. So network engineer is required everywhere in each and every company, in the small MNCs, big MNCs, everywhere. Right? And if you will make your career in the enterprise network, you will have the massive growth, right? Even in the service provider side also, in the DC also, guys, everywhere there is growth. But generally people not prefer to work for long in the WAN side, in the telecom industry, let's say in the ISP network. Work is connected to field there, WAN side. If you are working in WAN side, see, maybe you are working as a NOC engineer, you don't need to visit on the field, but you have to work on the field. You have to work on the field. Sometimes you will have requirement of engineers and devices are installed at field, so definitely you have to work there. Okay, could you please make a video on network engineer interview for fresher? Nowadays network engineer interview question is same for fresher as well as experience. Sometimes, guys, I am also taking interview for my company when my company is hiring network engineer or network security engineer, right? And every time I am asking same question. So there is one framework of network engineer interview question. You have to pick questions from there and you have to prepare answer to those all questions. See, the issue is many people knows the concept. For an example, native VLAN. Many of you know what is native VLAN. But let's say I am the interviewer, I am asking you, hey, explain native VLAN. What is native VLAN? Right? Maybe you don't have the technical word to answer properly. Here is the issue. People know the concept, but they don't have the technical word to answer to the interviewer. So you have to pick the question and prepare your answer for the interview. Right? And guys, 13 people are watching. Please hit on like button once. Please click on like button if you are liking my video, if you are learning something from my previous videos on YouTube channel, on PM Networking YouTube channel. Please like the video. And let me check the another comment here. Difference between install and bundle mode. Okay. Can you put video for wireless troubleshooting? Okay, done. Can you upload video for troubleshooting? Wireshark. See, many videos are already available on my channel for Wireshark. in the wires are capturing. We are checking the data. Many videos are there. Sir, please let us know the troubleshooting step of slowness issue and the user in the. See, to understand the slowness issue, brother, answer of this question cannot be in sentence. You have to understand the entire technology. Right? Slowness in the network can be because of many reasons. Right? And to troubleshoot that, you need a good understanding of technology. A very good understanding of technology. You should have a strong command, a strong knowledge. Then only you can troubleshoot it. It is not like I am going to share the answer and every time you will use that. Let's say I am saying I am telling you one command, and everywhere whenever there is slowness you are running that command, right? It is not like this. The client is unable to access particular web service from one access point. The user is able to access from the other floor AP. What is the possible issue here? What is happening? The client is unable to access particular web server only. So that means at that floor you are blocking a particular port number, or maybe routing issue is there, right? From that point there is no reachability to the server where that service is running, right? Maybe on the server the port number is blocked. There is no connectivity. So if there is connectivity to issue, then user from first floor can even not access anything, even not access the internet. But if issue is from the particular application, so that is not your concern again. Your concern is reachability. Network engineer is responsible to make reachability. If application is not working, then software engineer, tester, those guys will test the softwares. And if few user from your network is not accessing the particular server, then there can be some filtering, right? You need to check the policies, because in the production we are applying many more policies, and if you are going to configure any small thing wrong, right, it is going to impact your network, one part of network for that department or maybe that floor or for that building. You can have disturbance, right? So you should check all the configured policies very carefully. How Zscaler works in networking. Zscaler what? Zscaler has many devices, many services. Zscaler is a company, brother. Zscaler is not like a router or switch, right? Zscaler load balancer is very popular in the market, like Palo Alto firewall. Explain the LSA 4 and LSA 5. LSA 4 and LSA 5 in the OSPF. LSA 4 will be generated by your ABR router to share the ASBR information, and LSA 5 is generated by ASBR router to share external prefixes in OSPF, right? Maybe EIGRP dot, BGP dot, ISIS protocol dot, or the connected dot, right? Or you want to redistribute that in OSPF. So the router which is connecting to different routing domain, right? Let's say OSPF and EIGRP, that router is called border router, area border router in OSPF. In the EIGRP we said border router, right? So your ASBR or border router will generate LSA 5 to share all external prefixes in OSPF domain. And how internal router will get to know about the ASBR, that who is my ASBR? For that, your ABR router is going to generate LSA 4. ABR router will generate LSA 4 to inform your all internal router that, hey, this is the IP address of ASBR, right? So LSA 4 is used to share ASBR information to OSPF routers, and LSA 5 is used to share external prefixes in OSPF by ABR. So always ABR router will generate LSA 5. When ABR router will generate LSA 5, it will share two things, the external prefix and the metric, right? On any router in the OSPF domain is receiving, let's say, the LSA 5, it is going to check the prefix first, what prefix is coming, and then what cost is coming. let's say ASBR is advertising cost 10 for external prefix. What cost? Here is one OSPF router, here is ASBR. Let's say ASBR is advertising some EIGRP routing to the OSPF. So this ASBR has generated LSA5 and now it is sharing to this router. Now when this router will receive, this router is going to check what prefix is coming. Let's say 10.1.1.0/24. Then what cost is coming? What cost ASBR is advertising? Let's say 10. So okay, cost from the ASBR to destination is 10, and through LSA4, this router will calculate the cost to reach ASBR. ABR router will generate LSA4 to see ASBR router, and this router will calculate cost to reach ASBR. Let's say cost to reach ASBR is 5, right? So whatever prefix now this router will receive from the ASBR, it will add cost 5 with the cost which is coming in the update message. So total cost to reach external prefix will become what? 15. Right? So this is the cost calculation with the help of LSA4 and LSA5. Hope now LSA4 and LSA5 is clear to you. If the router CPU utilization is high, how to fix it? Again, CPU utilization can be because of many reasons, right? Check the router is forwarding traffic based on FIB or RIB. Definitely if your router is forwarding traffic based on RIB, there will be high CPU utilization. Check your policies configuration, check the routings, right? Check is there any unnecessary service running on the router, right? So here you have to learn how to improve the performance of router. Then you can fix it. What you have to learn? You have to learn how to improve the performance of router. That's why CCNA and CCNP is mandatory for every network engineer. Because in the CCNA, CCNP, you are going to master these all things. These are the basic things on the router. CPU, high CPU utilization. Okay. So if router is forwarding traffic based on RIB, you need to enable SAP. You can run command IP SAP. It can improve sub speed and can reduce CPU of your router, right? And apart from this, many reasons can be there. If you will go through the CCNA, CCNP, you will be mastering these all things. Even actually in CCNA, CCNP, guys, you are mastering the enterprise network. Whatever devices are there in the enterprise, like access point, WLC, switch, layer 2 switch, layer 3 switch, router, firewall, right, load balancer. These are the devices used in enterprise network. And after that, apart from these devices, there are many technology like your routing, switching. In the routing, there are routing protocols, EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, ISIS, right? So many routing protocols are there, static routing. In the switching, you have VLAN concept, you have tagging concept, Ether channel, right? HSRP, GLBP, again, so many protocols. These are different technologies which are used in the enterprise network. So first you are going to learn the devices, then you are going to learn these protocols. All the routing protocols, switching protocol, then wireless, then some security concept, firewall configurations, VPN configuration, NAT configuration. These are the requirement of enterprise. Generally, enterprises has so many branches around the globe, right? For an example, Google has, guys, thousands and thousands of data centers across the globe, and those all data centers are connected together, right? So managing their network is the responsibility of network engineer. So how you can manage this network? If you know these all devices, these all technologies, and how you can master these devices and these technologies in the CCNA, CCNP, right? Cisco has designed these two courses just for someone who want to master the enterprise network, who want to work in the enterprise, who want to become network engineer or network security engineer or TAC engineer, NOC engineer at any position in the networking industry, right? So CCNA, CCNP is mandatory for everyone who is working in the industry, in the enterprise, on the enterprise network, as well as for those who want to start their career in the networking industry, in the IT, want to work in companies like Google, Amazon, Cisco, Zscaler, someone said, Palo Alto, and so many other companies are there. These are reputed company, guys, around the globe. You can start from the companies like HCL, CSS Corp, right, Capgemini. So these are the company from where you can start your career, and after 3 to 4 years, you can expect your job in these companies, higher level. After every 3 to 4 years, you are going to skill up your knowledge. You are going to learn the latest technologies. Like nowadays, if someone knows the SD-WAN, right, they have a strong knowledge of SD-WAN. So many companies are there in the industry who need engineer for SD-WAN policies. Guys, there are limited engineers available in the globe, in the world, who can manage the SD-WAN policies. Many people know the SD-WAN technology, right? But managing their policies according to the requirement, business need, enterprises requirement, people are not able to manage it, right? So if someone is going to master it, they can definitely get job easily in the company where SD-WAN is running. So if you are going to learn the CCNA and CCNP, CCNA plus CCNP, that means you are allowed to start your career in the enterprise network, right? You are ready to work on the enterprise network. Cisco is actually telling, Cisco is the leader, guys, in this industry, in the networking industry. If I will talk about the router switch, like for the firewall, Palo Alto is the leader, Fortinet is the leader. For load balancer, Zscaler. For the cloud, Zscaler, right? For the cloud security, Zscaler is the leader. Exactly like this, Cisco is the leader for all networking devices. Your main networking devices are router, switch, and firewall. Router, switch is main networking device. These two are the main networking devices, and Cisco is the leader for these two devices. In the enterprise network, you will find most of the devices are router and switch, right? Different technologies are running like stacking, right? Virtual port, ether channel, layer 2 ether channel, layer 3 ether channel, and many other technologies. So if you are going to learn the CCNA, CCNP, you are going to master the devices as well as the protocol. So company will love to hire you. Company will love to hire you, right? First, they will ask you some question to test your knowledge that really you are able to manage the enterprise network or not. And if you are able to manage, wow, congratulations. Company will hire you quickly. Or if you are working somewhere, again, if you need job change, there will be one interview. That is barrier, guys, to test your knowledge. And here, you cannot manipulate the interviewer easily. No. Sometimes I am also taking interview for my company, right? It's very difficult to manipulate the interviewer. Like if you have remember, like if you don't know the VLAN, but you remember the definition of VLAN. That okay, VLAN stands for virtual local area network. It is the logical grouping of large network into a smaller part, like logical group of a large network, or used to divide layer 2 broadcast domain. Like this, if you have remembered it, but you don't know how actually VLAN works and what it is, right? So they have only asked you what is VLAN to check that do you know the VLAN or not, because next question is going to be, guys, scenario from the VLAN. They will create the scenario which is already running in their company, right? For an example, in my company, I know how VLAN is working, so I will create scenario from that network, and I will ask it. Then you cannot answer. You can't answer, right? So that's why we need clear and crystal understanding about these all networking devices as well as protocol. Then only you can crack the interview. This is most important, so important. Today I have collected some questions from the comment section of my social media platform. Actually, my team has collected these all questions, And then I have, guys, chosen some questions from the working professionals, from the network engineers who are watching my video and who have shared some questions from their infrastructure, from their network, company's network. So I thought to discuss those questions. Let me see if time will permit. Definitely I will discuss. Otherwise we will have again one more live session tomorrow or maybe next weekend. I am from the Nepal. How can I take your class? See, many classes, many courses are already available on my YouTube channel at free of cost. You no need to purchase every course, right? If you think that I cannot invest now for the learning, then prefer YouTube videos, right? On YouTube, you have to find each topic, right? Like everything is not arranged. What you can do, you can download the syllabus of CCNA plus CCNP, and topic by topic you can find video on my YouTube channel. And this way you can complete your CCNA at free of cost. But if you think, no Praful, I need an organized course, live classes, I want to first meet to you and then I want to learn. I want to know the real-time scenarios, how network looks like, how it's work, each and every protocol, each and every device in very detail. Not remembering, I want to learn, understand, because guys, everything is practical, right? So whatever you are going to learn, you can test it. You can perform the lab on that. So networking is learnable skill. You can learn it. It is not to remember, it is to learn. You have to feel the network, right? Their protocols, their devices, how they communicate, how they build the relationship. You might have heard about OSPF neighborship. That is one kind of relationship between two routers, right? So like we talk, routers, switches, firewall, and other networking devices, how these devices talks, which language they use, which protocols they use. Right? So if you need the organized course, live classes or maybe recording classes, then you can visit to my website pmnetworking.in. Right? All my paid courses are available there on my website. Right? And you can enroll from anywhere, doesn't matter, right? The PayPal is already integrated in my website, so you can pay from anywhere. Even you are in Nepal or somewhere else, doesn't matter. People from the globe are buying my live classes, and every day, guys, from Monday to Friday, I have live classes from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day. This is my everyday routine for weekdays. In the weekend, again, I have so many live classes for Palo Alto, SD-WAN, right? And from 8 to 10 this weekend, I was free from 8 to 10. So I thought to come live. Otherwise, at that time, mostly I'm taking the live classes only, where I'm sharing my real-time experience with my students, right? So you can check my courses there. If you are from Nepal, then also no problem, you can buy from there. You can purchase it. Monitoring tool works, which is the best, SNMP or continuous ping testing? See, both has different purpose, right? SNMP or ping, both are not same, brother. You need CCNA and CCNP course, brother. Both has different purpose, SNMP and ping. Why master and slab election happened? Master and slab election happened to decide which router will initiate the LSA exchange, which router will start exchanging LSAs. That's why there is router and slab election between two routers. Hi sir, can you tell what basically DMVPN and what scenario is used for people computer in too much and not getting clarity? You need to practice, configure DMVPN again and again, right? Implement IPsec try to understand the difference between DMVPN phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. First implement DMVPN phase 1 in your GNS3 or maybe in EVNG and check what is the issue there. Check what is the issue there. You can open your book, CCNP book for the DMVPN. You can read the article on the Google about the DMVPN phase 1 and then you can try to verify everything in your lab, right? Then you can address the issue in DMVPN phase 1, then implement DMVPN phase 2, again try to issue the issue in phase 2, then implement phase 3, right? And check everything, like from one side you are learning, other side you are implementing. Right? Can you take my mock interview tomorrow? Brother, I don't have time for the mock interview. You can book the session. For that you have to book session, 1-to-1 session. Maybe me or another trainer will be available for your mock session. Now I am live on the YouTube, so that's why I said if anyone is working professional, you can ask your doubt here in the comment section. Personally, I cannot take mock session to everyone, right? Guys, 20 people are watching me. Please hit on like button one. Please hit on like button. Rajiv. Okay, my members. You are my member, Rajiv. Thank you. So see guys, I have collected some questions. Let me tell you these questions. Just give me 1 minute. Thank you, PM, for everything. Welcome, brother. Welcome. Most welcome. Let me share some question, guys, which we have collected from the comment section. See, someone asked. His name is Suresh. Suresh is asking this question in the comment section of my YouTube video on the YouTube. The difference between layer 2 and layer 3 ports. Can anyone tell me the difference between layer 2 and layer 3 port in the comment section? I purchased your live class and I passed my CCNA exam. Okay, thank you so much. Routing in difference. No, what is the difference between layer 2 and layer 3 port? You can't configure IP on layer 2 port. Again, you should not answer like this in the interview. Guys, if interviewer is asking this question, explain layer 2 and layer 3 ports, then how you will explain? What should be the answer? Tell me the technical answer in short. You can't configure IP. This is also correct. Technically, he is saying that you cannot configure the IP on layer 2 port because layer 2 is switch port. Or they can also ask you what is switch port and routed port. Switch port and routed port. Question is same. See, both the questions are same. What is the difference between layer 2 port and layer 3 port? Or what is the difference between switch port and routed port? Routed port means layer 3 port and switch port means layer 2 port. We can create SBI at layer 3 switch. I am asking you about the port, switch port. All are for same access layer switch and all interface are connected to Cisco here and they were flapping. I saw the power in line and they were getting 30 watts of power. So power should be less than 25. CCNA was the one certification is of Cisco and one is of Juniper. Then layer 2 only works with MAC address. No, layer 2 switch works on MAC address. Layer 2 switch works on MAC address. The difference between switch port and routed port or layer 2 port and layer 3 port. Layer 2 port we known as switch port, very good. And when we run command switch port, no switch port, it become layer 3 port. It become member of extended VLAN. No, layer 2 port connect to end device. Okay, CCNP wireless conduct. L3 has more functionality like ACL. I am talking about layer 2 port, guys. The all answers, according to me, all answers are wrong. Everyone is talking about layer 3 device or layer 2 device or about the MAC address forwarding, the IP address configuration. How many types of switch ports are there? Can anyone tell me how many types of switch port are there? Types of switch port? I am telling you there are 2 types of switch port. Can you tell me the name of each? There are 2 types of switch port. There are 2 types of layer 2 port. One minute, guys. Extremely sorry. PoE, yeah, trunk and access. Correct. Access port and trunk port. Very good. There are 2 types of switch port, access port and trunk port. Guys, layer 2 port or switch port is the port where you can configure layer 2 protocols. Layer 2 protocols means like .1q, ISL, STP, whatever layer 2 protocols are there, DTP, VTP, and layer 3 protocol means the port, layer 3 port means the port where you can configure layer 3 protocols like IPv4, IPv6. That's why you are allowed to configure IP address there. EIGRP, OSPF, all the layer 3 protocols. And if I am going to ask you the forwarding, the layer 2 forwarding and layer 3 forwarding, then you should say that layer 2 forwarding is done at layer 2 on the basis of MAC address. Forwarding at layer 2 is done on the basis of MAC address. It does on the basis of MAC address. किसके बेसिस होता है? MAC address के बेसिस पे. Layer 2 address with the help of MAC address table or CAM table. And layer 3 forwarding at layer 3 address on the basis of layer 3 address. Means layer 3 address is IP address. Right? So both are different, right? Layer 2 port and layer 3 port, or switch port or routed port. Both are different. So this was first question. First question. The difference between layer 2 and layer 3 port, or between switch port and routed port. Second question is, what is the purpose of default gateway, sir? Guys, what is the purpose of default gateway? What is the purpose of default gateway? Default gateway, tell me. The next question is, why do we use a VLAN in the network? What is the purpose of VLAN? These are the questions from my comment section, and I am expecting answer. If you don't know the answer of any question, you can revert me the question. I will share my answer, right? Otherwise, I am reading the question here. All the questions which my team has collected from the comment section. These are the questions asked from you guys on my social media platform, maybe on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. Interview question: Airtel BGP flap layer 3. Then down and again up, down after 3 minutes. What was the reason behind that? Again, answer of this question is not in single word or sentence. There can be many reasons. Forward packet that are not destined for the local subnet. Means I didn't get you. Forward packet that are not destined for the local subnet. That is routing, forwarding traffic from one network to another network. To reduce broadcast domain. Very good. Someone is saying to reduce the broadcast domain. Which broadcast domain? Layer 2 broadcast domain or layer 3 broadcast domain? Or to segment large network into a smaller part. Yes. This is a logical grouping of large network into multiple smaller network. VLAN. CCNA is the best. If you are the fresher, then CCNA is the best for you. Akshay. If you are the fresher, then CCNA is the best. If you have experience and want job in the Juniper, you can go with Juniper certification. VLAN used to divide broadcast domain. You should say VLAN divide broadcast domain at layer 2. At layer 2. VLAN to avoid send request to all the, to avoid the broadcast flooding. Why we divide large network into multiple smaller network? To avoid the broadcast flooding. Guys, if you have 1,000 number of devices in one broadcast domain, just assume whenever you will configure the IP address on device, it will generate gracious ARP, and gracious ARP is broadcast message. All 1,000 devices are going to receive one broadcast message. First of all, CPU utilization on all the devices. After that, all the switches are going to flood, are going to receive and broadcast it to their neighbors and all the hosts. So there will be lots of broadcast messages there. Not only while configuring the IP address. Every time when PC will generate or any host will generate broadcast message. When you are going to ping the internet, your PC is going to generate ARP message to resolve the MAC address of gateway, right? And ARP is also broadcast message. So every time whenever device will generate ARP message, right, there will be ARP flooding. So to avoid it, we divide. To avoid it, we come up with VLAN to divide large network into a smaller network logically at layer 2. At layer 2. All CCNA series, very nice teaching. Thank you. Thank you so much, brother. Default gateway forward packet that are destined Okay, that are destined to the different subnet. No. Default gateway is used to send traffic to devices that are not part of same subnet. Default gateway is used to forward traffic to the subnet which is not the part of local subnet. Right? If you are the host and want to access, let's say, internet, right, or any, you want to send the traffic to any device that are not in your subnet in the same network, right, then you will forward traffic to gateway. Then your gateway is responsible to route the traffic. Then routing is required. If the destination belongs to different network, then routing is required. And which device can perform routing? Your gateway, right? So that's why gateway is required. Then VLAN is, hope VLAN is also clear. What is the difference between access point and trunk, access port and trunk port? Yes, very interesting question, and many time interviewers also asking this question. See, many people knows that access port and trunk port, but let me see how you are explaining, how you will explain to the interviewer. What is the difference between access port and trunk port, or what is access port and trunk port? Default gateway is used when destination is not the noun. No, you are not right, Vishnu. You are wrong. Default gateway is not used when the destination is not noun. That is default route. I think you are matching with default route. Default route and default gateway both are different. Trunk carries multiple VLAN traffic, not only VLAN. You are saying carry multiple VLAN traffic, and trunk carry multiple VLAN traffic, okay. And access port is used for end device. Access port, no. Pranav, your answer is not clear. Access port carries single VLAN traffic, very good. Trunk port carry traffic of multiple VLAN, even by default all VLAN, until and unless you are not defining or allowing certain range of VLAN. By default, switch allow all the VLANs traffic on the trunk link, but on the access port can carry traffic of single VLAN. Yes, single VLAN tag, single no single VLAN tag. Subhajit Paul. For the single VLAN, tag is not required. Where tag is required? On the trunk link, because trunk link is going to carry traffic of all the VLANs. So how you will identify the VLAN ID on the trunk link? Right? We cannot identify. So that's why tagging is required on the trunk port. Access port is in one VLAN. Access port carry traffic of one VLAN. Carry traffic of one VLAN, and trunk port carry traffic of all the VLAN. Access port allows single VLAN, trunk port allow multiple VLAN. Very good. सही है Pranav. Okay, great. Difference between ARP and inverse ARP. Both are types of ARP. Reverse ARP and inverse ARP. Both are types of ARP. If you want to learn all types of ARP, watch my ARP video. All about ARP on my YouTube channel. To know about gracious ARP, regular ARP, inverse ARP, reverse ARP, right, and some more types of ARPs are there. Hi, recently I faced an question in interview in the class. Wireless is down as a network engineer. That should check for what should check first. Wireless is down. Wireless is down means wireless device is down, or wireless is down, or wireless network is down. Access only carry single VLAN traffic. Very good, that's correct. Next question here is, what happens if two devices in different VLAN try to communicate? Who will answer to this question? What is ACL? Access control list is used to allow or deny traffic. Let's say you need to configure, you have one requirement in the company, right? Generally, I face these types of requirement in the production, that okay, now this is the guest user, let's say These are the guest user. For guest user, configure the limited access of internet. So every time I am using ACL. So ACL to configure policy, right? Who need what access? If you are not able to access the particular server, you can check the ACL. Router on a stick or SVI. SVI. Nowadays, SVI. Earlier we were using router on a stick. Nowadays SVI everywhere. Interview routing can inter-VLAN routing can be used to communicate. Yes, inter-VLAN routing, SVI. Okay, SVI or router on a stick. Very good. Both method can be used. So this should be not your answer. This is the method for inter-VLAN routing. Question was what? Question was, what happen if two devices in different VLAN try to communicate? When two different VLAN try to communicate, both need gateway. Both need gateway. And gateway can be router on a stick, means the sub interface of router, or it can be SVI interface. I am stuck in route map concept. How to use extended ACL here? In the route map, you can use the ACL to match the prefixes, right? Let's say I want to configure one policy of BGP that I want to advertise higher local preference value to one ISP, right? In my company there are two ISP, and I want to prefer one over other to receive the traffic. Let's say other side somewhere is DC data center, and here is side 1. This is side 1. This is DC. Between side 1 and DC, two service providers are there. And I want to prefer ISP1 over ISP2 to receive all the traffic from DC to this side. So I want to advertise higher local preference. I need to configure the policy on the router. I will create the route map. In the route map, I am going to say set local preference value 200. And through ACL, I am going to tell for which prefix you want to advertise the higher local preference value, right? Let's say inside my company, there are two departments, sales and HR. For HR only, I want to prefer ISP1. So through ACL, first I will match the HR prefix, and then in the route map, I will call that ACL to match the traffic, and then we'll apply the policy that set local preference 200. And after that, I will apply to the BGP neighbor. Right? The detailed route map can be discussed here, right? Answer can be be clear by just speaking, right? We need the board proper explanation to understand the route map and the ACL. If you are lacking in these basic concepts, ACL, route map, packet flow, ARP, inverse ARP, reverse ARP, the gateway, inter-VLAN routing, right, access port, trunk port, definitely you should learn CCNA, CCNP. 110% CCNA and CCNP can solve your lots of issues in the professional life. Can solve your so many professional life issues. Answer of each question is there. These all questions are from the enterprise network, and you are going to master enterprise network only in the CCNA and CCNP. CCNA is basic, right? To master the fundamental, even CCNA is also sufficient. But in CCNA, you cannot master the complete enterprise. That's why I'm recommending CCNA plus CCNP both combo, so that you can master the complete enterprise, basic to advanced, each and everything. Okay, so if you are stuck to configure ACL with route map or extended ACL, learn the CCNA and CCNP, brother. Just take your 3 to 4 months, right? Make a routine. You need 2 hours every day, and this way within 3 to 4 months you can master. When two devices in different try to communicate, traffic will be forwarded to the default gateway. Very good, very good. To communicate each VLAN should have the SVI. Very good. That is the default gateway only. And enable routing routine. How to shift traffic from one router to another router. Share command and explain me. How I can share the command, brother? Each routing protocol has their own command. can you please give me a session tomorrow because I have an interview Monday? Yeah, you can chat with us on WhatsApp. Definitely you can have session with me tomorrow before your interview, right? If you don't have my WhatsApp number is 8511826341. Again, I am repeating 85. Let me put it in comment section here. Comment where I can find. Yeah, one ISP to ISP, another ISP. There are many ways. Each routing protocol has their own ways, right? We can have BGP protocol. We can have default route between two ISP with SLA and tracking. We can have OSPF routing protocol. We can have any routing protocol, and each routing protocol has their own command, right? To prefer one ISP over another ISP. If you want to shift the traffic, you have to prefer the ISP. You have to shift the route. If you want to shift the traffic, you have to shift the route. That is a part of routing, right? The complete routing is involved here in your question. Mean one ISP to another ISP shifting traffic. Yes. Okay. Now next questions. Let me see what is intervallian routing and how it's work. Okay. Hope it is already clear. Now let me check some scenario based question, guys. Now here we have some question from the OSPF. Why is OSPF considered better than RIP routing protocol? Can anyone tell me why OSPF is better than RIP? Again, this is interview question. See, this is interview question. Unlimited hop count. That is not the main reason. For the 15 hops, then we can use a RIP, but nowhere we are using RIP. Hope limit is fine, that is the issue, but that is not the reason of OSPF, like why OSPF is popular. RIP is distance vector routing protocol, guys. Calculate metric on the basis of hop count. According to RIP, shortest path is the always best path, but that is not true. Router should select best path on the basis of link properties like bandwidth, delay, quality of link, not on the basis of hope. From this side 3 hopes are there, okay, this is the best. Doesn't matter, bandwidth is 10 kbps, and from this side bandwidth is 100 gbps, but 4 routers are there, 4 hopes. That is the main issue of RIP. But OSPF uses link properties to calculate metric. So according to OSPF, best path is going to be best path only. Not the shortest path is the best path. Yeah, 1 minute, guys. हाँ लगा दो, मैं खा लूँगा. हाँ पता है कितना टाइम हो गया, 11 बजने वाला है. ओके, इट्स टाइम ऑफ डिनर इन इंडिया, राइट? इट्स about 11 p.m. in India. Let me show you some scenario based question Rip send periodic. Yes, this is also very good answer. Rip send periodic update message always. That is also one issue. By the way, I have so many questions, guys. Administrative distance of connected route. How to check self-advertised prefix. This is very popular network engineer interview question. How to check self-advertised prefix. Guys, 13 people are watching. Please like the video if you have not liked till now. Guys, here is one troubleshooting question. You can try to answer. Let me tell you. Question is, scenario is, two PCs in the same VLAN can't ping each other. What can be the reason? Tell me the any one reason. Any one reason. Two PCs in the same VLAN can't communicate with each other. Tell me any one reason. What could be the reason? Tell me any one reason. If you are the network engineer and two hosts are there in one VLAN, they are not able to communicate, what you will check first? Port is down. Which port, brother? Which port? Host port, switch port, what port? The most time, guys, many time I have faced this type of question in the industry. I am going to tell you first what I am checking when I am facing this issue in the industry. Then I am working on which type of network in which company. Every time I am checking same, and many time the issue is also same. I am going to tell you the answer, right? What can be the issue and what is happening? Why most of the time two hosts in the same VLANs are not able to communicate? Most of the time, if you are working professional, you have also faced this issue in the network. What is happening, guys, in the production? We are assigning IP address to host through the DHCP. And network engineer is configuring DHCP service, sometime on the router or sometime maybe you will have the dedicated server for DHCP, Windows server. Right? There you will be running some more services on single server like DHCP, DNS, or maybe some application. And host will get IP from the DHCP. So most of the time I have seen when two users are not able to communicate in same VLAN, the issue is both PCs are not in the same subnet. Both has IP address from the different subnet, guys. Very common issue in the production, in the enterprise network. Very common issue. Two PC in same VLAN have different subnet IP address. They can never communicate with each other. Another reason, after that, if the both are in same subnet, then I am going to check the default gateway. The default gateway is correct or not on both the PC. Then I will check reachability to default gateway from both the PC. Both the PCs are able to ping the default gateway or not. And after that, I will start troubleshooting switch port. After that, I am starting troubleshooting switch port, the layer 2 port. The port is up or not, status, is the port in error disable mode? Because now, if both the host has IP address from the same subnet, the gateway is also configured correctly, both are not able to communicate with each other. Now, maybe there is some issue on switch port, right? Maybe your port can be in error disable mode, right? There can be some issue with layer 2, there can be loop on your port, right? There can be duplex error. So we are going to verify now switch port in the VLAN. Then we will also check the VLAN table of that VLAN, right? Let's say both the PCs are in VLAN 10, so I will check MAC address table of VLAN 10. That switch is learning MAC address of both the hosts in correct VLAN on correct interfaces or not. This is layer 2 troubleshooting, checking the MAC address table of a particular VLAN and scanning the port number, correct port number of host with the correct MAC address of host. Also, you can check the port security configuration on the switch. These are again layer 2 troubleshooting, right? This is the last step. Now issue cannot be anything else. If still layer 2 is also up, everything is, then I will start troubleshooting layer 3 port. I will start checking the policies configuration, ACL configurations, right? When edge device is connected to vBond, to vSmart and one vManage, then how many controller connection, control connection will take place? Can you explain please? So all the SD-WAN controllers establish temporary connection with vSmart. With vSmart, they will have temporary control connection, not permanent control connection. So your vSmart now will have one control connection with your vManage. You have only one vManage. So both the vSmart will have one control connection with vManage, and both the vSmart will have one control connection with each other. Means 3 permanent control connection. And how many temporary control connection? Your vBond will have temporary control connection with all the controller, one with vManage, and there are 2 vSmart, so with both the vSmart. So 3 temporary control connection, 3 permanent control connection. Hope it is clear in the SD-WAN. But you said both are in same VLAN. Yeah, both are in same VLAN and they are not able to communicate. So first you will check the both host has IP address from the same subnet or not. If 2 PC belongs to same VLAN, so they should have IP from the same subnet. Then the gateway, and after that VLAN troubleshooting. Layer 2 troubleshooting, right? Like MAC address table, port security, right? Or loop port can be in error disable mode, right? So these types of troubleshooting. The interface connected to router is configured as trunk or not. The native VLAN on the trunk link is matching with router sub interface or not, right? Even if the native VLAN of your trunk link on the switch and on the router, right, the tagging protocol, VLAN tagging protocol is same or not. If it will be different, then again there will be issues. So you will troubleshoot these types of issues. Again and again he is asking this question from the reverse ARP and inverse ARP. I already told you life knowledge by RKMN. One you should use your name. Thanks sir. Thank you so much. Let me tell you one more scenario based question guys. After that we'll end this live session. The question is, a router is not learning OSPF route from a neighbor. Router is not learning OSPF route from the neighbor. What can be the reason? Sir, if neighborship is stuck in init state in OSPF, then what troubleshooting step we can check? The reachability, brother. Reachability. Check routers are not blocking the OSPF message. Use debug command on both the router. Both the routers are generating the hello message properly or not. Check the area ID. Check the area ID. Layer 2 protocol is line protocol is up or not. Status and line protocol should be up. There should be reachability. Ping the neighbor. If default route is not allowed inside IGP like OSPF to PE, another method can be used. Yes, you can configure the routing protocol. You can receive the route from your service provider. Even your service provider can advertise default route. Full loading not done. Full loading not done. Full loading neighbor. Okay, let me explain the question again. A router is not learning OSPF route from the neighbor. Neighbor is up in full state. We have verified the OSPF neighborship. Neighborship is full. In the routing table, route is not there. So you will get this issue when there is network mismatch. Right? Let's say on router number 1, OSPF network type is point to point, and on router number 2 OSPF network type is broadcast. In that case, you will not get route from the OSPF neighbor in the routing table. You will find the route even in the database. If you are going to check the OSPF database, you will have the LSA. In the LSA, you will have the prefix in form of LSA1 only, but not in the routing table. MTU size can cause the problem in neighborship. MTU size will cause the issue in start access state, not in the init state. If MTU is not same, then neighborship is stuck in start state. Even you can ignore the MTU by running command ignore MTU. Router OSPF, then process ID, let's say 1, and then ignore MTU. This command can be used to ignore the MTU in OSPF neighborship. Service provider is not allowed to send default route. This was asked in one interview. Service provider SP is not allowed to send default route. Brother, why service provider will send you the default route? You have to pay for that, na? Means main purpose of service provider is just providing connectivity between two sites. They will advertise your prefixes. If you need default route from the service provider, you have to pay for that. So hey service provider, now I need internet as well, internet service. Do you provide the internet service? If your service provider is providing the internet service, they will give you the default route. Default route will be not advertised by service route by default. Even definitely service provider engineers are not allowed to advertise default route towards customer. Even they will be blocking your default route. If you will configure default route on customer edge router towards service provider will discard the traffic. MTU size can cause problem in the neighborship. Yes. Service provider not allowed. Okay. What is the difference between layer 2 switch and layer 3 switch? There are so many differences between layer 2 switch and layer 3 switch. Layer 2 switch perform forwarding on the basis of layer 2 address, MAC address. Layer 2 switch maintain MAC address table to forward the traffic or CAM table. Router forward traffic on the basis of IP address. Layer 3 information. Router maintain routing table. Right? For the routing, we need layer 3 device. For the switching, layer 2 forwarding, I can have a layer 2 device. Might be passive interface cause. From if interface is configured as passive, then your neighborship will not come up. It will stuck in init state. Even you will not find the neighbor, because from the passive interface, OSPF will not send any message. Difference between access point and router. Router is a layer 3 device used to perform routing. Routing means to find the best path, and access point is a device used to connect host wirelessly. How to configure access point? To configure access point, you should watch the video on my YouTube channel, how to configure the access point. Share me WhatsApp number. Sir, I am not able to find the comment here. Let me do one thing. From this mobile, I am putting my WhatsApp number. My WhatsApp number is 8511826341. Here is my WhatsApp number. I have put it in the chat. Right, guys. Next question, next scenario based question was, a trunk link is not carrying VLAN 20 traffic. What can be the reason? Right? But now I don't have time to discuss. Otherwise, I have so many scenario based questions, and some advanced questions are there, some basic questions are there, some interview questions are there. But now, as I told you, it's time of dinner in India. It's 11 p.m. So I have to end this session. And I will try to definitely cover these questions through the video on my YouTube channel, or maybe I will come live again, right, tomorrow or maybe next weekend, because in weekdays I can't. In weekdays at this time we have a session, live session for CCNA, CCNP. If anyone is looking for any course like CCNA, CCNP, SD-WAN, Palo Alto, Python automation, or Fortinet firewall, you can visit to my website. You can check when my upcoming batch is starting, and you can learn through a live class. We will meet live every day, and then we'll discuss the technology, right? CCIE service provider also you take, sir. I am taking service for my CCIE enterprise training only, not service provider. CCNP service providers. CCI service provider, I can teach you the CCI service provider also, but I don't have any batch. I don't have a student for CCI service provider. If you want, you can book one-to-one session, one-to-one training, right? You can purchase one-to-one class from me. Definitely, I can teach you the CCI service provider as well. Even I can teach you the CCI data center. CCNP is looking for, yeah, for the CCNP, you can check my website. My one batch of CCNP in code plus NRC combo is starting from 25th of this month. Which is the better, service provider or data center? First go with service provider. First go with service provider, then you can go with data center. It will help you to understand the technology. How to distribute bandwidth in ISP NAT. Now guys, please don't ask question, technical question, because I cannot answer. I have to leave the session within 2 minutes. How to distribute the bandwidth in ISP NAT. See, you can configure the load sharing, brother, to distribute the traffic. You can configure the load sharing. Some department can access your remote services or internet via one ISP. Some department can access it via another ISP. Like this, you can distribute. You can configure PVR, policy based routing, or through routing protocol also you can achieve it. In the routing protocol, each routing protocol, guys, we have policies. In OSPF, we can configure the policy. In EIGRP, we can configure the policy. In BGP, we have so many policies, right? So we can configure these policies to distribute the traffic, load balancing, or prefer one ISP over another. So there are some questions. I am taking the screenshot and definitely guys through the video. Yeah. Okay guys, that's all for today. Again, I am requesting you to hit on like button if you have not liked yet to the video. If you are learning on PM networking channel, please like the video. Your like is going to motivate me to come live, work hard, make more videos. And that's all. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for joining. Good night, guys. That's all for this live session. We'll meet again soon. Most welcome, Raja. Most welcome, brother. Good night. Thank you.